And welcome back to part 2 of What If Naruto Joined Orochimaru. Now, let's do a little house cleaning. I've heard a lot of people kind of, not complain per se, but give their own perspective of why they think it might have been rushed or didn't make sense, of why Naruto joined, how he joined, for when he joined. Like, talking about how the third, how he wouldn't have wanted to, like, disrespect the third or anything like that. Third's teachings were still in there and all that. And my answer to that is this: is that I actually completely agree with you in just about any sense, in just about all sense. But the thing is, no matter how you actually look at it, there isn't any real good way to have Naruto join up with Orochimaru. I heard a lot of people say that he does it to save Sasuke. Well, I mean, yeah, you could have done that, but I don't know. That also has its own his own bevy of problems. He wouldn't have wanted to, betray the village or anything like that. His friends, Jiraiya, Sakura, all that. So, I mean, the same arguments you can kind of make for why it doesn't make sense he'd be joining Orochimaru when he did in this one, kind of have credence in, other circumstances as well. With that said, though, this is the circumstances we're going under, and we will just continue from there. So, last time we left off with Naruto joining up, meeting the Sound 4 and 5 from Kimimaru, actually kind of getting along with them, and meanwhile, Orochimaru preparing for, the arrival of Sasuke. Now, someone also asked, couldn't Orochimaru just have sealed off Kimimaru's disease? If he could have done that, he would have done that and still taken Kimimaru's body. So, obviously, no, he couldn't have done that. But we actually fast forward now to, well, not fast forward, we actually pick up in Konoha, where, Sakura, Sasuke recovering. Kakashi has been given the news of Naruto's betrayal, basically. And, see, I'm just going to adjust real quick. Betrayal, basically. And, needless to say, he's both shocked and sad, and he just thinks he's failed again. And now he has to go and break the news to Sakura and Sasuke, who either have already picked up that something's wrong, Naruto hasn't been around in a while, or have not. Sasuke, I don't think, would have picked up on it, really, because I don't think he had really seen Naruto. I mean, we assume they had visited, sure, but by the context in which we kind of see it played out, we don't see Naruto or Sakura having visited, except for that one time. Sakura, meanwhile, is just so happy that Sasuke is, awake and everything, that she's not even thinking about Naruto. Now, someone brought up a good point. It's not that Sakura hated Naruto or anything like that. She did care about Naruto as a friend. She was just very, very, very bad at showing it. Like, seriously, I'm just gonna smack you hard when you think you messed up. It's like, that's terrible friendship, right? Well, at least terrible acts of friendship. What else gives you the right to do that to someone? I have no idea. Like a playful block in the back of the head, sure. Like thank you, boss, from NCIS, like the Gibbs smack, sure. But flat out decking someone just because they piss you off, like how you get away with that in any kind of anime, I'll never understand. Anywho, so Sakura's there and she's busy, I was like, I brought you some apples. It's like, yeah, here, I'll carve them for you. And, Kashi gets in there. And just as Sasuke is kind of still mulling over the whole Itachi Naruto thing, Kakashi gets in there and he's aware of Kakashi's, presence there. And he kind of like peps up a little bit, just Kakashi. And where's Naruto? It's like, yeah, hey, where is Naruto anyway? He hasn't been to see Sasuke since he recovered. I mean, what's wrong with that? What's wrong with that baka? Seriously. And Kakashi actually Kakashi's obviously very upset about Naruto, but he's actually, I think, a little bit. I mean, with Sasuke, it is Sasuke. He's not doing it in any real way. But with Sakura, it's definitely something that's like, this probably contributed to Naruto leaving. And, he's actually, he actually kind of gets a little disgruntled with Sakura. Not saying he's like, Naruto's gone. It's like, what do you mean he's gone? Did he just get a mission or something? I mean, come on. Or is he just so busy, eating ramen or something? He says, and then Kakashi just says, Sakura, that's enough. And she's like, what? Naruto is gone. Yeah, during the mission to get Tsunade to come to the village and heal you and lead and take over the role of Hokage, they ran into Orochimaru. And whether we like it or not, Naruto Naruto ended up leaving Jiraiya and Tsunade and joining with Orochimaru. Now then, when Sakura hears it, it's like, why you kidding? It's got to be some sort of joke. Naruto wouldn't do that. I mean, he's a little rambunctious. I mean, he's not a bad guy. He loves the village. It's like, what I'm telling you is the truth, Sakura. I didn't tell. It's like, I don't know the full reason. According to Jiraiya, he just felt that no one truly believed in him. Everyone, the villagers hate, most villagers hate him, and most of his peers look down at him. And he contemplates. Like, I suppose I fall into that category a little bit. I prioritize Sasuke over Naruto. I suppose he felt betrayed by that. I have to own up to that, and if I can, I'll make it up to him someday. We can bring him back. And then, but where's friends? And then Kakashi, as I just kind of point out, says that really, I can't say despite all the balance leaps effort or improvement you made on your team building and your teamwork. I can't say I've ever seen you really hanging out before. You've always prioritized Sasuke over Naruto, always. And Sasuke's just listening to this, and he's just contemplating. He's rolling in his head, Even now, you weren't so wrapped up in Sasuke, you didn't even realize Naruto was here. And when Naruto is here, the slightest thing that annoys you, it causes you to lash out at him physically. Truth be told, I can't blame him for any ill will he might harbor towards you, despite the clear attention and affection he clearly had for you. And Sakura is now just like mortified just by this, because everything Kakashi's saying is true. And Kakashi then causes I'm not saying you're the sole reason, Sakura. You're far from the sole reason, but I can't say that you or Sasuke, or at least didn't contribute in some way. And Sasuke put up as what do you mean by that? You, no matter how much of a rival you saw him, Sasuke, you still thought yourself superior, and everyone, including myself, favored you over Naruto. Maybe that was my mistake. I really should have treated you more like equals. And now, Sasuke's just pondering this, because ultimately he did see Naruto as a rival. We know this this is pretty much fact at this point. We know he saw Naruto as a rival, and he's contemplating, because he was feeling like Naruto has just progressed so far, but now Naruto's with Orochimaru, this evil son of bitch, is so now he's going to be trained by Orochimaru. And Kakashi can hear the intention, the implication behind it, probably, but it won't be for any good purpose, Sasuke. Now, whatever Naruto's goals are now, they aren't benefiting the village. Whether we like it or not, he's become a missing nin. And he will have to, and he, not only that, but Naruto has a certain special status in the village that makes him a priority target. We need to bring him in as soon as possible. And Sakura's just oh, well, I'll help. I want to bring him back. No, sorry, I need to make it up. I need to apologize to him, and I need to make it up. And now Kakashi just finally comes, and takes a look in his eye, or takes a look at him, and just I understand your feelings. The fact that you're feeling upset tells me and lets you know that you aren't a bad person, that you didn't mean for this to happen. That's what but unfortunately, this is not. We're going up against Orochimaru himself here. This is not a mission Genin can play a part of so willingly. We're basically we're assembling a force now to try to find him. So I need you to stay here and just keep your faith, keep the faith in. So Sasuke, and meanwhile, looks at Sasuke, but tell me, Sasuke, what will you do? And Sasuke, who's just been he's a little bit in shock and a little jealous, but at the same time, Kakashi's nothing good is going to come from Orochimaru. Nothing. He's they said that. And Sasuke's just, contemplating it. It's I need to go think. It's you do that. So, meanwhile, we cut back to the Sound Village, or, Orochimaru's Sound 4. Naruto's been, off and on training with him for a little while, and Orochimaru, who's been in and out, he's still keeping tabs on Naruto, obviously, was down on Naruto for a long time, but now he realizes that give Naruto some actual legitimate training and attention, and this kid's potential is very impressive. Kabuto's even I must admit, I did not expect so much so much entertainment and potential out of the boy. But even in just a week, he's exceeded my expectations multiple times fold. And Cobb's like, indeed, he really does seem to be. Yeah, he really does seem to be quite the prodigy in his own way, isn't he? Indeed. And what I mean by that is Naruto's own like skills have refined, like the base skills that the fundamentals are fundamental. Like his taijutsu has improved immensely, and because he's such an on-the-fly fighter, combining with the clones has actually made him fairly competent, and he's able to go toe to toe with pretty much any of the Sound Four and hand. Like he could probably beat Tayuya straight out in a fight, like hand to hand. Kimimaro is more difficult because he's got the multiple arms. Jiroba's still got more physical strength. Sakon and Ukon, they're actually finding him very interesting. And Naruto's even picking up, better chakra control. He's tapping into the Fox's chakra more regularly and using it more effectively. And once he does that, they have to go. Some of them have to go in like the Curse Mark 2 stage just to keep up with him. It's like, yeah. And they actually can get a good laugh. Like Naruto's actually getting a good time. Like these guys actually feel like pushing him, and he's pushing them, and he's making them better. And Hidemaru actually points that out. Just like, we're not just training. You're not just improving, kid. We haven't had good exercise and skill like this since Kimimaro. You are quite the partner. Well, when the time comes, we'll definitely get some jutsu in on you. But then all of a sudden they get the intercom. It's with the sound, or where Kabuto shows up. I was gonna say intercom, but they probably have that. But at the Kabuto shows, he's like, Orochimaru has requested all of you. Requested you, and it's like, and Kabuto's like, what? And I guess all goes right. Oh no, Naruto. When I say all of you, I do mean all of you. It's like, oh, sweet. So it's time. It's time for Sasuke to be brought to me. Go forth, go my Sanfo, and go fight. Bring him to me. But before that, and he's, Orochimaru's just like, an insurance policy must be required. Actually, I think it would actually be reversed because Orochimaru can tell Naruto still has some discrepancies about Sasuke, about whether or not he's okay with Sasuke basically being Orochimaru's next vessel. And Naruto, before I need the Sound for here for your initiation. It's like, what do you mean? They actually bring Kimimaro on a stretcher. It's like, hi, Kimimaro, what? How are you? It's like, I don't have long, Naruto, but this last week's been nice. It's been good to talk to someone regularly. And so I want to instill a gift that Orochimaru gave to me onto you to make you truly one of Orochimaru's. Really, to help you gain strength and power, and to improve yourself beyond anything you can imagine. Yes, I can't. You see, Naruto, as you've seen with the Sound 4, the gift I offer, and even with Sasuke, the gift I offer is something incredible. The curse. You mean the curse mark? Indeed, not everyone is capable of handling one, Naruto. So many perish before they can make it to their true potential. But between your heritage as Uzumaki and the Fox's chakra coursing through you, I do believe you can handle it. You will be gifted the power. Unfortunately, and remember, there's a curse seal of heaven and a curse seal of earth. It's like there's two marks in particular that are extremely powerful that I give to those I deem worthy. The curse seal of heaven and the curse seal of earth. I possess the earth. Sasuke possesses heaven. You will truly be able to be his equal, if not maybe greater. Normally, multiple can exist. However, I felt it would be better to not waste any more of his time and transfer my curse mark to you. Now, I don't know if it's possible to transfer a curse mark, but I feel like it should be. I mean, it's a seal. It's Orochimaru's chakra. It's a handiwork. He made it, so I doubt it's being possible. And it's probably one of the few things keeping your Kimimaro alive anyway. So it's like, it's up to you, Naruto, to have the seal transferred to you. But I will go even further. As you've seen in your training, the curse mark has two stages. One is the first stage, where the marking starts to grow. And then there's the second, where it envelops you. And they explain the pill and everything, and Naruto thinks about it. It's like, I came here for power. came here to improve and reach to fulfill my potential. This is what it's going to take. I'll do it. It's like, excellent. Then, when you're ready, we'll begin. Then we'll begin. And Orochimaru basically extends his, his neck, and he basically just absorbs the seal and then transfers it out. Naruto quickly saws the pill. Just, it's like, all right, let's do this, guys. And then, they put him in the stasis pod. It's like, good night, Naruto. When you awaken, you will be mine. Now that that's over. It's like, no, is that all you call this for, Orochimaru? No, of course not. The time is nigh for Sasuke. I didn't want Naruto to interrupt. It's clear he still harbors feelings and is not fully a part of the plan to stick Sasuke's body as he winces in pain. So I needed him out of the way for the time being. Now go, my Sound 4. And Sound 4 go. It's like, do you think they'll arrive in time? I think they will. Indeed. And if not, we still have the insurance policy of the other bodies, as well as our backup plan. They're looking at the tub of Naruto in there, and Naruto, meanwhile, is basically in a near-death state, and he's talking with the fox. So, brat, here again. What are you planning? Are you really going along with that snake's plan? And having this accursed mark placed upon you. And Naruto's like, and Naruto's just looking and saying, I don't know what I'm going with. All I know is he's offering me something that the village couldn't give me, that wouldn't give me. He actually seems to have an eye for my potential as a ninja, as a shinobi. Why would I pass it up? You are such a weakling. Tell me, what will you do when it's all said and done? Will you wreak vengeance upon your former home? And the fox is asking him, are you going to do it? Are you going to go against Konoha? And he thinks on it. It's like, I can't say yes, but I won't say no. There's still people I care about in that village. But ultimately, we'll leave that to fate's chance. And he looks in Naruto's eyes, and he just sees the possibility. And he laughs. I may not like you, brat, but I don't mind. I'm not embracing your anger. And he even explains that I'll give you a little bit more access to my chakra because I kind of like where this is going. Just to see where this is going, but that's it. I'm not something to be used for your own purposes in the end. But at the same time, I'm not against a little revenge and mayhem. Meanwhile, the Sound 4 had the interaction with Sasuke. And Sasuke joining up with them is a little different. I think he does still go with them, though, because he wants to see Naruto, wants to see the progression that Naruto has gone under. He wants to know if what Orochimaru's... Naruto is now kind of a bench to see if Orochimaru is full of shit or not. That's, I think, why Sasuke joins. And Sasuke still meets up with Sakura, unfortunately. It's like, Sakura, and this time it's not just, I'm so in love with you, I can't say that, but you can't leave, you and Naruto. It's like, maybe you're going to bring it back, right? You're going to bring it back. And Sasuke just, is silent and just keeps walking. If you go, I'll scream, Sakura. Thank you. And she goes, passes out. And ultimately, the Sound 4 again, or have Sasuke. They encounter. Now, here's the thing. I actually don't think they encounter those Jonin, because those Jonin are being assembled and, left on the aside for that task force. Genma, the other Jonin that were there, I think Aoba, whatever, I think that was his name, Kakashi, Guy, they're all basically getting assembled for that task force with Jiraiya. So I actually think they were in the village, which actually gives the Sound 4 a bigger head start. Now, in the last one, I did argue that I don't know if they would have still made it in time. In this version, I will say they do make it in time. I do think that. And Kimimaro, by the way, is dead. Like, the curse mark, I think, did keep him alive a bit longer than he needed to, plus his own will. But I think he's dead after the transfers. And after Sakura turns in, lets them know what's going on, they're like, okay, you guys need to go now. And Jiraiya is, on the way, trying to find him. And in the task for Kakashi, they got Paku in the lead. They got the scent, and they can sense that these aren't average Jonin. These are serious Jonin. So you get I'm gonna say Genma's still there, but Kakashi, Guy, Jiraiya, Azuma, they're all there. They're coming in hot. Kitamaro basically tells Tayuya and Ukon to go ahead with Sasuke, and that Jirobo and Kitamaro, and they're already in second stage like this one because they're like they can tell. Oh no, this is Asani, this is Kakashi. Or at least they can tell these aren't average Jonin. We need to go all out. So immediately when they show up and Jirobo's Earth prison shows up. Fortunately, like individuals like Kakashi with lightning chakra, even though their chakra's starting to get siphoned quickly, do break out of there just and Jiraiya's like Toad Mouth Swamp or Dark Swamp. All of a sudden, Kitamaro's arrow comes in, saying, "Move out of the way, I got it!" And the trench knives try to block it, but the trajectory and momentum's so great that it does pierce Asuma's shoulder. Just impressive. I normally kill him on the first go. Crap. And he cuts the webbing with his chakra blade. Guy comes in though right behind Jirobo, and Kakashi comes in right behind Kitamaro. Lightning blade. And dynamic or leaf hurricane. And Kitamaro unfortunately gets pierced. Just crap. It's like it's over for you. And my guy is dishing out. He goes into a couple gates, going toe to toe with Jirobo. Jiraiya ultimately comes in and is like Rasengan, and just takes him out. So there's two members of the Sound Force are already gone, but Asuma's now like Genma's got to be like I gotta go. Can you make the village your own? I don't know. It's like damn it, Kakashi, Guy, Jiraiya, go all together back to the village. And so they got to beeline it now straight for him. Meanwhile, the box is shaking, and Kabuto's like, it seems the fox has speeded up the process, and the seal, the tub opens, and and this form, which remember, Kimimara's full curse marked form looked basically like a dinosaur, kind of like a dragonish dinosaur kind of thing. I think you get that, but with the fox traits that the fox kind of imparts in there. So, Naruto is now finally out of there, and, he recedes. Naruto, it seems they're delaying. They should have been here by now. Go, meet them and bring them back. They're doing something very important to me. It's like, and Naruto's, because the curse mark now influences him a little bit. It's like, of course, Lord Orochimaru, good lad. And, Naruto beelines it out of there. And so, he's meeting up, and Jiraiya and the others are closing in. Naruto finally meets up with them, and it's like, Naruto, you're here, man. It's like, where's Kitamaro? Where's Kitamaro? Where's Jirobo? Those are probably dead at this point. Damn them! You guys were the first people who really looked up to me. I'll take it from here. I'll handle it. And it's like, kid, you can't be serious. I mean, it's most likely. When we could tell, these are like seriously Jonin. It might even be like one of your senseis. And Naruto's like, I hope so. And he makes some clones and then actually beelines it with him. He's actually using clones in this case, not himself, as he is. Then give me whatever this is, and I'll get it to Orochimaru fast. As he accesses his fox chakra and just beelines out there. Holy crap, the kid is fast. And he left some clones there for distractions. Sakon is basically like. Go, tell you go. Go. What are you talking about, you idiot? You idiots. You can't take these guys on your own. Maybe not, but it's important that we get Sasuke and Orochimaru. Go with Naruto. It's like, fine. And plus, if we haven't been dealing with Sharingan Kakashi, your Genjutsu is going to be useless. And if what we can speculate is true, that Jiraiya is with him. Your summonings aren't going to do much good either. And Tayu's got to relent. He's got a point. So Tayu beelines it with Naruto. Naruto, she's got a curse mark on to keep up with him. And Sakon's just like, all right, boys. And Ugaru's just like, all right, boys. That sounds fun. And, they disappear. And sure enough, he's like, Rashomon! It's like, this is one of Orochimaru's techniques. That it is. And so they're fighting it out with Kakashi and Guy and Jiraiya. I think one of them gets killed. One of them, though, does manage to get absorbed itself into Guy, because Guy is definitely the more reckless and less cautious of the three. And it's like, what is this? It's like, I'm now merging. Soon you'll all be gone, and it'll just be me. And then Jiraiya just like, what is this? It's a seal. It's siphoning off the chakra. It's your chakra from him. And pretty soon your entire essence is going to be trapped in the seal unless you get out of him. You, damn it! And then, he gets out only for, Kakashi to be just another Chidori. Which, remember, Kakashi uses Rakiri, which is Lightning Blade, not Chidori. He is an upgrade version, so he can use Chidori, too. So, Chidori, it's like, where is Naruto? Where's Sasuke? Too late, One Eye. And, Naruto, ultimately, they do get there in time because Naruto beelined it. And so, they're like, good. You've delivered it. What's in here anyway? Something very important, Naruto. Very special indeed. But for now, go. They didn't make it. A loss of talent is always a waste. They were good subordinates. But now, Naruto, please. I need time alone. And say, yes, of course, Lord Orochimaru. And Taiyo's like, it sucks. Like, yeah, it sucks. They pissed me off, but they were good teammates. Come on, kid. Let's go somewhere private and just, let's go and reminisce. And Taiyo knows what's going on, but she doesn't want Naruto to know. So, she brings him back, and then, Naruto. Hell, I could see Taiyo, because, again, I'm not saying I'm pairing him up with Taiyo, but if I'm pairing up with anyone, be honest. Because remember, especially where you can tell where this is actually going, I might not pair him up with anyone. But to be fair, I can see Taiyo be like, he's cute enough, and he's probably not that much younger than I am, but I need to get him to shut up. I was like, and just he's just kissing him, like, just shut up. And then Naruto's like, hey, oh, that was much better than the one I got with Sasuke in his head. He's like, you want to get food or something? Like, yeah, sure, why not? Sasuke eventually they open it up, and it's like, hello, Sasuke. Orochimaru, and then all of a sudden, Sasuke is in, he activates the jutsu to transfer. Now, remember, Shippuden Sasuke, it didn't work on him. He absorbed Orochimaru. But that was years of training under Orochimaru, mastering his curse mark, and, just being that much stronger. His Sharingan and everything. His Sharingan's not fully evolved. He only just got his curse mark. And he doesn't have that blinding hatred. He was more curious to see if what Naruto said was true. So, yeah. I'm not going to lie. I think in this version, Orochimaru got Sasuke. He got that body. It's mine. The Sharingan is mine. Yes. It's like he's almost orgasming at this. And so Orochimaru goes, it's finally mine. And I was like, what will we tell Naruto? Tell him, unfortunately, we'll have to let an easy excuse can be made that Sasuke lives on in our hearts, but due to an unfortunate accident involving him and his comrades, he didn't make it. Such a shame. But now that leaves only Naruto. What shall we do with him? You do need someone to replace the Sound Forward. Naruto is a walking army in his own right. True, but there is other possibilities. And he's actually like, you're not thinking of actually making him a container, or a possible new body after Sasuke, or you just got Sasuke. The fox alone makes that a near impossibility. True, but there are more than one way to skin a fox, the Kabuto. But that will be 3 years. For now, we will cultivate Naruto, have him grow by leaps and bounds. And so, that's where part 2 ends. Oh, we're going bleak in this one, folks. Because let's be clear. Orochimaru, all the people in Orochimaru's body who's Orochimaru has stolen the body of, they're gone. Like, we've never seen them again. Except for, when the face shows up, it's like Orochimaru's like, so yeah, he's technically Sasuke, but Sasuke's gone. And now Orochimaru has a Sharingan. Yeah, things are getting bleak. But until then, we'll see how much bleaker they get in part 3. Until then, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know the review of it at some point. I guess food wins, Star Wars, Super Magic, what if, anything we're doing on the channel. Put that in the comments below. Let me know. I'll get to that at some point. So hit that bell if you want to be notified. And I'll see you folks later. Oh, I'm going crazy on this one. And I'm loving it. Later.